here's a question for you. Have seasonal allergies been bothering you these last couple weeks? Well, you're definitely not alone. Coughing, sneezing, watery eyes, and stuffy nose. So what, if anything, can you do to lessen those symptoms? Well, joining us today is Dr. Jason Bronner. He's the medical director for primary and urgent care at St. Luke's. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really, just to kick things off, what are seasonal allergies anyways?
Well, seasonal allergies are your body's reaction to certain particles in the air. And so oftentimes it's pollen, it can be grasses, it can be dust mites from your pillow at night. And those, your body's reaction to those allergies or allergens can cause you to have things like itchy eyes, runny nose, maybe some wheezing, those type of things.
Now, how do you know that you have seasonal allergies?
Well, if you have those symptoms and it's during a regular time of the year, so maybe every spring, you walk on the green belt and the cottonwood's blowing and you start sneezing, then there's a pretty good chance that you are allergic to something that's blowing around in the air right now.
Do people often get that confused with maybe a cold, maybe other things and it resulted to being allergies?
Yeah, that's a really good question because it can be confusing, right? So people can have a stuffy nose and congestion or a cough with having a cold as well. The difference for those is usually if you have a cold or some type of viral infection, you're usually a little under the weather. So you might have a fever, you might have some chills, things like that. And allergies, maybe you feel a little run down because you're not sleeping as well because you're waking up, blowing your nose or something, but you don't feel as sick as you would with a viral infection.
If someone really wants to make sure that it's allergies that they have, is there some sort of process they can go through to get those answers?
Yeah, so you can get a definitive answer if you want. Oftentimes, before I get to that, we'll just treat people. We'll just say, okay, yeah, it sounds like allergies. Here's some recommendations for some medications to get it treated. But if you want to really know what's going on, there are skin tests that are usually done through an allergist, so your primary care provider could refer you to one of those. There's blood tests, maybe if you're in a rural area, you don't have access to an allergist. There are blood tests that can be done that can identify what you're allergic to as well.
You talked a little bit about treatment. Are there any remedies that people can do at home?
Yeah, and actually that's normally what I recommend people to do is try to treat at home first. And then if you don't get better, come see me or, a primary care doctor. So there's a lot of things over the counter. Nasal steroids are probably the best first-line treatment, I think. I usually recommend those first for moderate symptoms of seasonal allergies. That would be things like fluticasone, mometasone. Other names for those that you might be more familiar with are like Flonase or Nasonex, those type of drugs. The other thing that people can do if they don't like the idea of putting something in their nose is they can take a pill. And so pills like loratadine or cetirizine, that would be like Claritin or Zyrtec, which you can take. And they're just once a day. They're generally well-tolerated, non-sedating antihistamines. They can help.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for this helpful information. I know a lot of us are really taking all this in because I think I have this, okay? Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, well,